Welcome to the channel where we keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing. All right, guys, so today I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people have requested, and they've seen one of my other videos, certifications that you need to know about. That's a great video, but guys, today I'm going to be talking about one type of particular certification that a lot of people need to know about, but most importantly, if they're eligible, they must have the certification. So with that being said, guys, let's dive in. All right, guys, so certifications that you must have, guys. Now, if you're not familiar with these certifications, make sure you stick to the very end of this video because you will have a full understanding of why these certifications are so important and so crucial for you when you first get started in the dump truck business. All right, guys, so with that being said, first thing you need to know, guys, is MBE. That's called a minority business enterprise, okay? Second thing, SBE, small business enterprise. We have also what's called a WBE, which is a women business enterprise. We have a DBE, disadvantaged business enterprise, and we have a PDBE, that's persons with disabilities. Now you're probably saying, Jay, how are these beneficial to me and why are they so important? Well, guys, listen, because this is the reason why these are very important for you and how they can make you a lot of money. Now, guys, before I get to why they're so important and how they can make you a lot of money or generate a lot of business to you, I do have to say one thing, guys, not everyone qualifies. So listen clearly and watch the video because you need to know if you're one of the individuals that qualify. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the MBE, the minority business enterprise. Now, so in order to qualify for MBE, you need to be at least 51% owner of the business, and you must be of the following background. One, a U.S. citizen and what's called a qualified minority group, meaning African American, Asian American, Hispanic American, or Native American. So if you meet that criteria, more than likely you will qualify for an MBE, which is a minority business enterprise. The next certification, guys, the SBE, small business enterprise. Who qualifies for a small business enterprise? Well, this is set by the SBA standards, Small Business Administration Standards, and typically this is any business that grows less than 10 million or has less than 100 employees, or sometimes even less than 500 employees. So it can vary. There's a big range there, but more than likely, if you gross less than 10 million or have less than 100 employees, most definitely you would qualify for the SBE certification. All right, guys, next thing is the WBE, the Women Business Enterprise. So what it is very similar to the minority business enterprise, okay? If you're a woman and you own at least 51% of the business, then you should qualify as well for a minority business enterprise. The following, guys, is the DBE, disadvantaged business enterprise. Now, disadvantaged business enterprise is a little different. This is for the individual who owns a business and has less than $1.3 million net worth. Now, that's the standard here in Houston. It could be different in your city, but here in the city of Houston, if you have a net worth of less than $1.3 million, you are probably eligible to qualify for DBE, again, disadvantaged business enterprise. The following, guys, is the PDBE, persons with disabilities. Now, what does that mean? Quite simple, individuals that have disabilities, and this requires a disability affidavit and also a certified letter from a doctor saying that you are permanently disabled. So now that I told you guys what the certifications mean and what they stand for, now we get to the good part, the benefits, and why it's so important to not only know what these certifications are, but how they benefit you in business. So guys, if you become eligible for one of these certifications, one of the biggest benefits is, first and foremost, guys, you are eligible for goal-oriented contracts. What I mean by goal-oriented contracts is the following, guys. We have what's called general contractors, right? So what happens, guys, is general contractors, they're going to go out and they're going to be looking to do these jobs for the city, the county, or the state, right? Now, these could be small jobs or this could be real big jobs, right? Depending on the general contractor and what jobs they are looking for and what jobs they're bidding for, okay? So what happens is a lot of these jobs, whether it's the city, the county, or the state, they're going to require, okay, for that general contractor to hire what's called a subcontractor. The subcontractor here is going to actually be you, meaning the GC will hire you directly, okay? okay? Even if you're a trucking firm or trucking company, they're gonna hire you directly. Why? Because if you're, let's just say, an MBE certified, a minority business enterprise in the state of Texas, okay, or city Houston, in the construction sector, they need to fulfill what's called a 34% contract, meaning 34% of the contract has to be done by a minority business enterprise. So let's just go ahead and role play here, okay? And let's say this project, okay, this job that they get, let's just say it's a $10 million job. Well, now 34% of that contract, okay, which goes to MBE, SBEs, or WBEs, they have to go out and look for these guys, okay? So whether it's a trucking company, whether it's an earthwork company, or any other sub, it could be companies that install utilities, it could be electrical companies, right? So not just for trucking companies, but in this case for you, a lot of these projects require a lot of trucking, right? So let's just say you're a minority business enterprise, and now 34% of the job has to be done by a minority business. Well, guess what? If you're a minority business, the contractor's gonna call you up, and let's just say they call you and they say, Johnny Trucking, hey, we have this job and we need your services, and you give them a quote, they like your quote, and they know that you can do the job. Well, now guys, you're entitled for the percentage of that contract. Now, they could ultimately hire a lot of different individuals or a lot of different minority businesses on that same job. But if it's a big job, and let's just say it's more than 10 million, let's just say it's 20 million, okay? Now you know that you're gonna get a big percentage of it. Even if you don't get all 34%, let's just say you get 10%, and it's a $10 million job, that's $1 million of revenue for you. If it's a $20 million job, that's $2 million of revenue for you. Not to mention, if let's say they're gonna be doing a huge development where they're gonna be needing tons of trucking, and they may only hire you to fulfill the 34%. Well, if it's a $10 million job, that's $3.4 million in contract work just for you as a trucking company. So why are they obligated, guys, to do this? Well, quite naturally, guys, the city, the county, and the state has put these expectations on these general contractors, right? Why? Because it's called equal opportunity. So if you're a minority business enterprise, definitely you know what I'm talking about, and you know that is extremely beneficial for you if you've already qualified or you're already certified, right? Now, if this is very new to you, now you understand why it's so important for you to be certified. And let me tell you guys, you don't have to be in business for a long time to actually be certified as a minority business enterprise. As a matter of fact, I strongly suggest that you do this right in the beginning, your first year. And to be very straightforward with you, it's usually easier for you to qualify your first year, okay? So don't let that deter you guys. As soon as you're an actual corporation or have an LLC established, you have a business account and all those basic things, go ahead, reach out to your city or your chamber of commerce and ask them what you need to go ahead and start your minority business enterprise. Now, if you don't qualify for a minority business enterprise, you will more than likely qualify, or all of y'all should qualify, right, for an SBE. So you can do that as well. Now, if you're a woman-owned business, you already know. Go out for your WBE and you can do the MBE because you would technically qualify for both if you're a minority qualified group, and if you're a woman, you could have both of them. Now, if you're a disadvantaged, meaning if you're a person, an individual who has less than $1 million, I think most cities should be less than $1 million. Some could be less than $2 million, but if you know that you have less than $1 million net worth, well, guess what, guys? Now you could qualify for the DBE and also the MBE if you happen to be in a minority group. And if you're a woman, once again, now you can do all three. You can have minority, you can have your woman, and you can have your disadvantaged certification. What does this mean, guys? The more certifications, ultimately, the bigger and the more of an advantage you have at getting those jobs, right? And finally, we have the persons with disabilities. So if that happens to be your case, well, quite naturally, you should know you will qualify as well. So, and you could ultimately have, all of these, right? If you're a person with disabilities and you also have a net worth of less than $1 million and you happen to be a woman and you happen to be a minority, then you ultimately could qualify for all of them. So it just depends who you are, your situation, right? But ultimately, we know you can definitely qualify the small business, or you can end up qualifying for 2, 3, or all of these certifications. And the more you have, of course, the bigger an advantage you will have at getting these contracts with the general contractors. Another great benefit benefit, guys, a lot of the cities, they're going to offer also several other things other than these certifications. When you get certified, guys, they also offer workshops, seminars, and network opportunities. Meaning, once you get certified, guys, you're usually going to get on an email list, and the city would directly send you emails with networking opportunities, workshops, and a lot of other educational resources that could also be very beneficial for you in the near future. Not to mention, they will also set you up in a directory where you can be directly connected to the general contractor. So I'm going to explain to you here, guys, what happened to us not too long ago. Okay, we're actually an MBE, minority business enterprise. We're also SBE, small business enterprise as well. And actually, not too long ago, a few months ago, we actually got a phone call in the office from a general contractor, and they were actually looking for a trucking company that was MBE. So once again, like I explained earlier, they had a job that they actually got awarded, that they won by the county, and the county was actually requiring them to have a trucking company on the job as a subcontractor. Well, they didn't know anybody. There were actually a company that were from another city, and they had just moved over to Houston, so they didn't know any trucking companies, and they went on the city's directory and they found our company, and they called our office and they asked to speak to somebody that could help them with the services. So I got on the phone, I talked to the gentleman, and after talking to him for a few minutes, he said, hey, let me send over a contract. And next thing you know, he sends over a contract. I read over the contract, and we set up a meeting the following week. I went over to their office, and after talking for about 20-30 minutes, we got to know each other. And so now, fast forward, we're actually doing business. So that all happened, again, just by being on the city's directory as an MBE and a SBE business. So with that being said, guys, I hope that you found this video valuable. If you have any other questions or you'd like to learn more about this subject, make sure you drop the comments below. If you found this video valuable, I suggest you watch this video here, government contracts. And with that being said, guys, you already know what we do. We keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing, and we'll see you on the next one.